Hey everyone, it's Monday morning. I decided to come on here this morning to do a hot flow yoga. So I just wanted to welcome whoever is on here watching this with me. Maybe you're working from home and you could come on and just check out a few poses, get some stretches in to start your week and set your week with intention and purpose. So right now I'm going to start in child's pose just to stretch out my arms and just to release the tension in my lower back. And when we start out this pose, we're just going to focus on our breathing. Focus on breathing in and breathing out. When you start your day with intention and purpose and gratitude, it really sets the tone for the rest of the week or the day. Because if you don't have any purpose, you're just floundering there. And I found that when I put a purpose or a reason for the day and goals, it changes everything, and I have more motivation to get through the day. And I don't know about you, but for me, this month is definitely flying by. I haven't even Christmas shopped yet, and I just don't really I don't really feel like stressed about it because I know it's all going to get done one way or another, but I'm not really super stressed. So I hope your guys' Monday is going as well and you're not stressed or worried about, whatever. But right now I'm doing cat and cows, and I'm going to eventually stick my opposite arm out with my opposite leg. So I'm going to put my right arm out in front with my left leg, and it's going to look reverse, obviously, on the screen. And I'm just going to hold it here, and it's going to work on your core strength. We're basically warming up your inner core. And then I'm going to reach back and grab that leg and stretch it out. You're going to feel it in your lower back right here and your upper thigh. And so I'm just going to hold it here for a moment. And then I'm going to reverse and do it on the other side. So I'm going to stick my right leg back and my left arm out. I'm going to hold it here for a moment, and then I'm going to connect in the back. And then I don't know about you guys, but with me, when I'm sitting at a desk all day, I automatically sit cross-legged. So my knees can kind of feel tension in my hips. So this also helps to release tension there, I feel. So, and then I'm going to thread the needle. So I'm going to lift my right arm up high to the sky. I'm going to tuck it under, and I'm going to put my head down. And if you can try to lift your left leg back, straight back, it's also, strengthening your right side of your back while you do this. And then I'm going to do the threaded needle on the other side. So I'm going to lift my left arm high, tuck it under, and then lift your right leg high. And then just hold it here for a moment. I mean, even if you don't want to lift your right leg high and you just thread the needle, that's totally fine. So while I'm doing these cat and cows, I'm focusing on my breathing. I'm going to stretch out my neck, look to the right, look to the left, and then I'm going to go into a plank. Now, just try to hold the plank here just to warm up your body. Focus on your breathing. And then walk your hands back to your feet so you're in a forward fold. And then I'm going to keep my left hand down and stretch my right arm to the sky. And then I'm going to do the same with the other hand. Lift it to the sky. And then I'm going to do a half lift. Forward fold, stand tall, right side bend, stand on your tippy toes to strengthen, and then left side bend. And then I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back. Forward fold. And then I'm going to walk my hands out to do a plank and a vinyasa. Now I'm going to go into my first downward dog of the day. Walk your dog, lean side to side to sway into it. And then my next thing is I'm going to walk my hands back. I'm going to do the 2 twists. And I'm going to do my half lift. And instead of doing my stretches, I'm going to bring my hands to the center, Samastiti Tatini, and I am going to bend over and grab my big toes, and then pull my head toward the bottom. This is strengthening your hamstrings and your legs and basically stretching them out, which increases blood flow to your head. And when you lean over, like for years, I wasn't really completely tucking my head under. Your gaze should fall between your knees and through your thighs, so you can get that full stretch, and your arms should be coming out from either side. And then I'm going to do a half lift, and then I'm going to stick my hands underneath my heels, and this is going to stretch out your calves. I've seen it done the other way as well, but this same half lift, forward fold, and you're going to feel it in the back of your calves. Okay, and then I'm going to walk it out and do a vinyasa. So then I'm going to walk my dog, just stretch out my legs. I'm going to lift my right leg high. You can bend it just to feel the stretch in your thigh. I'm going to go to a warrior 1. And then I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back, fall in between my knee and my left leg, and hold it there. And then put my left hand down, dragonfly twist, and my right arm high. And then I'm going to go into a seated half split. So I'm going to stretch my right leg out straight and point it toward you and feel it. And then I'm going to put my left knee down, lift my right arm overhead, and feel the stretch in my side. And then I'm going to go back to the front, do a vinyasa, but with my right leg lifted. Then I'm going to lift my left leg high, and I'm going to stretch it up. Warrior 1, clasp your hands behind your back, put it in between your left and right leg, feel the stretch. Right hand down, left hand high, dragonfly twist, seated half split. And then stick your right arm behind you and your right knee down and do the side. And then a vinyasa. Now we're back to downward dog. Now what we're going to do this time is we're going to lift our right leg high. We're going to step it in between our hands, and we're going to keep our toes lifted in the back. And it's going to be a reverse revolve. So it's the opposite hand that goes over the front, and your right arm is going to go across behind the back, and you're going to look behind you. And we're going to pulse for 5 times. 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to keep your arms straight and pulse again. And then we're going to do reverse prayer hands or clasp our hands behind our back and do a pyramid pose where you fold over the right leg in front of you and the other, it's like railroad tracks, is behind you. Then I'm going to switch, and I'm going to do that on the left side. So left leg high. And it's crazy because not just long ago, I couldn't really lift. Actually, it was for a couple of weeks. I couldn't really lift my left leg fully. But yesterday, I actually got myself through this wide leg forward fold. And I can really actually stretch that leg out more than I could. So sometimes with stretching or getting over, because your body carries tension, is just going through and holding the poses or pushing yourself through the poses. Obviously, if it's super painful, don't do it. But getting through some of the tension or stress that your body is holding and holding it longer, because your body only knows what it knows. So sometimes you need to train it. And for me, it was just accepting that I needed to get past this one pain part. And I obviously probably hyperextended it, but just getting past it and stretching it back out really helped. Then we're going to go back into our pyramid pose. But yeah, so I just really can't believe how much different it feels today, which is good. So make sure, guys, you're really stretching out your hips, because it really does make a difference, especially if you're at a desk all day. So now I'm going to go back on my knees here, and I'm going to do bear. So with bear, you are going to just lift so your toes are bent and just lift your knees up. And we're going to see how long we can hold it for. Now, not only is this building core strength, but this is building leg strength and, hamstring strength. So, and when you hold a pose, it's also teaching you to hold that pose in real life, meaning whatever challenges arise, you're getting through it and overcoming them. So yoga is very intentional for real life purposes. So almost at 30 seconds. And then I'm going to get down. Just do a quick break and do a child's pose. And then I'm going to bring my hands behind me for this child's pose. And then I'm going to lay on my belly for this one. So this one is Superman, or you can grab your feet or your ankles behind you. So I'm going to lift up and hold. Then while I'm holding, I'm going to reach back and grab my ankles. Now, this is a really great pose for if you're leaned over at a computer all day. It actually, my chiropractor told me to do this before. It actually helps relieve the tension in your upper back, and it's also strengthening your back muscles, which is essential. So many people sit at a desk all day. They don't stretch out their back. And yeah, the chirp is good, but yoga can do stuff that the chirp can do also, which can also strengthen your back as well. But sometimes you just need to get up and get blood flowing. Like right now, this pose is really challenging, but it's also increasing blood flow. So anyways, rest on one of your sides. And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to go onto my back. And I'm actually going to do a bridge pose, but you can do the modified one. You can start out with the modified one, which is where you just lift your bum. But basically, you lay on your back and you lift the lower part of your back up. And then if you feel like going into full wheel, you can do that. Or if you want to challenge yourself, you can lift one of your legs high up while you're like this, or vice versa to tone either side. So we're on our back. I'm going to go into a full wheel because this really helps stretch out my back, as crazy as it looks. And it helps to release tension in my back as well. So I really am partial to liking this pose. You should check it out. Even if you've never done the full wheel before, you should definitely do it. Now I'm just stretching my legs up to the sky, just to get some blood flowing. And then if you want to go back into the bridge pose again, it's a really great pose for strengthening a lot of areas. And then I'm going to do a shoulder stand. Lift your hands, your legs up to the sky and hold it. This is a great way to start out your day, bringing the blood flow down and then recirculating it when you lower your legs. You can go into snail pose where you lift your legs over your head. But sometimes I have to be very careful because my upper back can feel weird that way. But anyways, so we're going to go into butterfly pose right now, just to stretch out your inner thighs. My neck is cracking. And you're going to sit in this pose. Sometimes you can't get your feet close to you. And if you can't, don't worry about it. Just keep it as far out as you can because you'll still get benefits from the stretch. So then you're going to lift your arms high and lean forward. Now, some people feel a lot of tightness and sometimes try to leave this position, but there are so many benefits to this position. And like I was saying earlier, if you just stay and hold it for a little bit, your body will know to release the tension. It's kind of an intuitive thing. At first, it thinks you're trying to do some strength training thing, and then it realizes, well, I really need to release. You just need to give your body that option and really focus on your breathing and nothing else, because your body needs to know it can relax. And sometimes a lot of our muscles are not relaxing because they're in this movement tightness mode. And that's the whole goal of what we want to get done. All right, so I'm going to lift up. I'm going to do a reverse plank. And then I'm actually going to go into deer pose. I actually really like this pose. I know it's kind of funny because my name's Fawn. But so you're going to put your, I don't know if you can see, but you're going to fold your left leg in. And then your right leg's going to be out behind you. I know it's going to look reversed on your side. And then you're going to lean forward over your folded knee. Obviously, it's going to be different for every person because every person's anatomy is definitely different. So if you feel like you need to go more to the left or more to the right, go ahead. It's definitely essential to go where your body feels it. And that's what yoga is also about, is about knowing where your body feels certain things and being intuitive with it. And the same applies in real life. If you feel like you need to take a break or anything in life, it's your life. You need to be able to intuitively read yourself. So this stretch is super great for the inner hips. And I essentially love it because it really, like I said, I sit in this computer chair, which is really bad, cross-legged sometimes. And I feel like it's the best possible way for me to sit. I should probably get like a footrest in front, but works for me. So maybe it works for you. If not, there's also the half pigeon pose. So I'm going to lean back up. It's really important to let that blood flow back to your leg. Lean forward. And then I'm going to do the deer pose on the other side. So essentially, I just did that side. I don't know why. So essentially my right leg is going to fold in, and then the other leg is going to lean back. And then I'm going to forward fold over the legs. Now you'll notice one side of your leg, one leg might feel different than the other. So this is completely normal. There might be more stress or tension hidden in one leg than the other. So don't get alarmed or disturbed. Just know that it's not all 100% because each side of your body is different. All right, so I'm going to sit back up, stretch back out, do the reverse plank, and then I'm going to come on here and just end my practice. Thank you for joining me. If you did join, and I have a bunch of other videos. I hope to be doing yoga more often on here, or just showing poses that can help you for whatever everyday tension that you experience. So I hope you check out my sites and connect with me. I hope you guys have a great Monday. Thanks.